Hello. I almost said good evening. Hello. Whatever. They both work. Actually, it's only about 4 o'clock, so I don't know what just happened to my voice, but something. It is May the 6th of 2012. And I have been... well, first, I guess I should notice, you may see at the front of this, VAEDIM, and that is vlog almost every day in May. I missed Vita, which is Vlog Every Day April, and I have a lot of old stuff in... let me just... well, I'll show you some other time. It doesn't even matter right now, because I have more important stuff to get to. But yeah, I'm trying to use... I don't know if everybody does this. There is one other guy on my first VAEDIM video, Just Hang a Mirror. He is also apparently going to do a vlog every day April, or vlog almost every day in May. His was the one other video that came up to on the side. So I don't know if this is a sort of thing that like everybody does or what. I don't think it's as popular as Vita. A lot of people do that, but so yeah, go over and check out Just Hang a Mirror. He just got started. He only has like 4 or 5 videos. So, and I think I'm his only subscriber. So you go over there and show him a little bit of love for that, you know, because we all know what it is like to get started here on this journey of YouTube. So go over and shower him with some comments and some subs if you feel so inclined to do so. So anyway, on to the main topic, and I'm going to try to continue to talk so that I don't have to edit out anything and I can just upload this video as it is. The Avengers. It's awesome. That's all there is to it. There needs to be no other review of The Avengers other than that it is awesome. And you should go see it. And you probably already have, so you don't even need to listen to me talk about it, really. It definitely... it's a really long movie. I don't really know how long it is, actually. But... It's really, really long. But that's okay, because we have been working up to this for how many years now? You know, since the first Iron Man movie, and there's been 2 of those. So, you know, it's really, I mean, for the build-up, it is definitely a good payoff, because, you know, they got good action sequences, they've got good, like, character... You know, each movie standing on their own is all right, is good, you know, but it's interesting to see the characters play off of each other together, you know, because then there's kind of like egos clashing, or you know, the way, like, everybody's is a good guy, but, you know, they have their different ways that they want to be a good guy and have different ideas about how to be a good guy and, you know, what a good guy is. And it's just, there's those moments of learning from each other that are really interesting too. And of course, I have to make an admission that, you know, I am a Whedonite. I love Joss Whedon, and, you know, most of his work I will check out, and usually it's fairly good. So I'm kind of looking at you, Dollhouse. I was a little bit. Of course, I think that might have been Fox's fault. So I won't even blame you for that one necessarily. But still good, still worth checking out and going through all of that. But we're not here to talk about Dollhouse. We're here to talk about Avengers. Really, that's all I really need to say is that it's awesome, and it was definitely worth the time put into it. Because I don't really want to say anything to give anything away. There is one thing. There's one little detail that I'm curious about, and I would not have even thought about it if I hadn't read a story about it online. Because it's not as big of a deal. I expected this person to get like their own little scene. And that's the thing with so many characters and so many, you know, with so many personalities, you know, you might were concerned that not everybody gets their time to shine, but it's definitely an ensemble movie. Nobody really takes over and becomes the whole focus of everything. You know, everybody's got their little moments all throughout the movie, so that's good. But I would not have even noticed this necessarily if I hadn't read a story online. There is a waitress character in this movie played by the little girl from Growing Pains. Her name's Ashley something. I don't know. I just read a story about it online today about how she has kind of a bit moment in this movie. And like, it said something about, you know, her survival hinges on Captain America, you know, getting these people to safety or whatever. And I expected like him and her to interact with each other, but they never really, like, you see her take a couple people and run into a little restaurant, and she kind of looks out the window at the action that's going on, and later they're pulling her from the they're pulling her from the whatever, it's not even the Avengers, it's just like some cops or some rescue crew or whatever, and she's kind of looking back, she's kind of gazing back at Captain America. And then she's one of the interviews later on. They kind of focus on her, and I don't know if that was done just to kind of show, like, put a human face on, you know, the terror that was going on. I'm kind of wondering myself if she's not going to come back in Avengers 2 and be the Wasp. I don't know, that's just kind of a weird idea I've got running around in my head, because I know Ant-Man and Wasp are two characters that they've talked about putting in there or whatever, or it's been speculated that, you know, maybe they'll be around next time or something. So I'm kind of wondering if she's not being set in place very specifically for that purpose, but it's obviously going to be a very long time before Avengers 2 comes out for us to, well, you know, the way they've done these movies is, I mean, if she is going to be an important character like that, they might put her, you know, I think they've already announced, like, there's going to be a Thor 2 or something, you know, so I mean, they might stick her in there somewhere or something like that, you know, because I mean, you know, Hawkeye was placed in the Thor movie, excuse me, you know, so that we kind of got used to him and whatever, but yeah, it's that's my one thing I will say about it. And there's somebody else that I'm wondering if they're going to come back. I don't even know if I want to necessarily. Okay, I'll put a spoiler warning on this. So if you don't want any specific spoilers, go away now and be gone with you. Okay, so if you're still here, this is the spoilery part, and I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna kind of do what I did with my Scream 4 review. I'm not even gonna be very specific, but there is a character that dies, but they even kind of drop a hint in the movie that maybe this person isn't really gone. I mean, maybe that's just the way that I was. Maybe that's just, you know, maybe that's just the way I was reading into it, because this person, as they're dying, you know, they're like, it's okay, they needed a purpose, you know, because with all the egos and all the different, you know, clashing that I was talking about earlier, they didn't really see eye to eye to become the strong, you know, knit group that they needed to be until they have this person's death to focus on. So I'm kind of wondering if that person is just, like, gone into hiding for the time being, you know. I mean, maybe that's more my hope, that you know, that is what has happened, you know, because they needed their purpose to become, you know, rise above and be greater than themselves and become the Avengers, you know, together, you know, and yeah, you know. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe that person isn't necessarily gone, because I did like the character, you know, and it is a character that we have spent some time with. I will warn you about that right now. So, and I did like the character. I've liked every single time this character has been around. And even if by that I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you can maybe guess. But like I said, if you're watching this, you've probably seen it anyway. So I don't really have to not tell you anything, but I'm not going to not tell you. And I am not going to tell you. That's the way it works out. But yes, it definitely lived up to the hype for me personally, and I'm sure everybody else. I mean, it's breaking records all over the place. I live in a small town. Okay, well, small town. I mean, I grew up in a town of 600 people, so I know what a small town is. And I live in a college town now, which is considered a small town, even though it's not. I mean, it's not as big as like Kansas City or St. Louis or anything like that. But you know, but it is a college town, so you know, I guess there's a lot of people, and there's, you know, more people here than there would be. But the midnight showing the other night, one of my friends went to it, and he said all 3 theaters were packed. They had 2 3D showings and 1 2D showing, and like all three theaters were packed. So there's enough people from around the area that, you know, filled up the evening showings, or the midnight showings the other night. So you know, it's doing well for itself. It doesn't need me to give the thumbs up, but I will. So I'd give it 2 thumbs up, but I'm holding the camera and I can't. There we go. There's my 2 thumbs right there. So I mean, technically, well, it's not a thumb, but I have a third thing I could stick up. But then I couldn't post this to YouTube. So I'm going to do that instead.